Hello and welcome. This is from the CBN, where we bring to you weekly reports and expert analysis of the actions, policies, and economic initiatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria. I am Emisi Dada. The Central Bank of Nigeria this week unveiled the criteria for choosing the companies that will qualify to participate in its 100 for 100 policy on production and productivity (PPP), which is to provide funding for new projects capable of making significant economic impact. We'll be talking more about that new financial instrument today on the program. We also have for you report on the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria CIBN 2021 Fellowship Investiture, which held over the weekend, and more. So stay tuned for all that we have for you from the CBN this week.
North, South, East or West, male or female, old school or millennial, rural or urban, the Naira is the same, and so is the ENaira. The ENaira is a legal tender issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So, let's embrace it. The ENaira will foster financial inclusion, improve access to credit, facilitate cross-border remittances, and it's easier to transfer. ENaira, same Naira, more possibilities. This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN.
Thanks for staying tuned. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, in his special remarks at the State House last month during the unveiling of Nigeria's digital currency, the ENaira, also announced a new financial instrument titled the 100 for 100 PPP, that is, Policy on Production and Productivity. This policy, as the name implies, is geared towards the drive to support massive domestic production and significant non-oil export. In his words, we must return to an employment-led growth anchored on productivity and rewarding producers of local goods, services, innovations, and new technologies. Sounds exciting, isn't it? Imagine using locally sourced materials to produce the things that we need without having to look overseas and with the highest quality attainable. But how will this policy work, and what are the criteria for participation? Here's what you need to know about the CBN 100 for 100 PPP. What is the CBN 100 for 100 PPP? It is a newly introduced financial instrument to help boost local production and productivity in various sectors of the economy. The initiative will provide support for selected private sector companies in the country beginning from November the 1st. Under the initiative, which will be managed by the Development Finance Department of the bank, a new set of 100 companies will be rolled out every 100 days, and their names will be published in the national dailies for Nigerians to see and confirm. Why is the CBN 100 for 100 PPP introduced at this time? The PPP financial instrument would reverse Nigeria's over-reliance on imports by targeting and supporting the right companies and projects with the potential to immediately transform and jumpstart the productive base of the economy. It is to ensure significant, measurable, and verifiable increase in local production and productivity, reducing certain imports and increasing non-oil exports and improving the forex generating capacity of the economy. What are the criteria for participating and the framework of the CBN 100 for 100 PPP? The project for consideration shall be new projects in existing companies requiring new machinery and support and must have the greatest potential to achieve scale in their in-country production and for domestic consumption and exports. 80% of jobs created by such projects must be for Nigerians, while 50% of raw materials must be sourced locally. Projects must have significant foreign exchange earning potentials, as well as potential for positive impact on ease of doing business in the country. The instrument is for only new projects. It will not cover any refinance of existing facilities and will be subject to independent evaluation by international audit firms. The CBN will work with fiscal authorities to facilitate power sector, port and export reforms, as well as ease of doing business to improve competitiveness in Nigeria so as to complement and propel this initiative. Candidate companies with satisfactory performance are invited to apply through their banks effective November 1st, 2021 to the CBN Department of Development Finance, Office of CBN Governor.
Oh, I see. Just hold on in that case. Let me call out my PIN. It is 41...
Uncle, please stop.
Stop what?
You're giving someone else your personal identification number PIN?
Not someone else. It's from my bank.
Please hang up, Uncle. That's a fraudster.
That's not true. But they call out my full name. I am sure this is from my bank.
Uncle, no bank is ever going to call you to ask for your personal identification number PIN, your mobile banking password, or your card verification code, CVC.
But it sounded so genuine.
Yes. Hackers and fraudsters always sound genuine. But please, Uncle, don't fall for their bait. Don't respond to any phony emails, text message, SMS, and don't click on any link you're not sure of.
Even if they call your date of birth or your BVN, don't give them your security details.
If you suspect any issue with your account, please go to your bank.
Oh, I see.
This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is from the CBN, where we bring you up to speed on the actions, policies, and economic initiatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Kingsley Obiara, was one of the distinguished professionals honored on Saturday at the 2021 Fellowship Investiture Program of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, in Lagos. The CIBN President, Dr. Bayo Olubemi, urged key players in the banking and finance industry to continually support efforts and initiatives of the government meant to improve the economy. We have more in this report. The Deputy Governor, Economic Policy, Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Kingsley Obiara, said that the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN's investiture was timely, providing the opportunity to reflect on the core values of the institution, such as integrity, professionalism, innovation, and ethics.
It is not a wide coincidence that earlier in this year, or this week actually, the President launched the ENaira, scoring a historic first and introducing Africa's first digital currency. And that is not a mean feat, because it makes us and positions us again as a global leader in innovation in this financial system and the payment system landscape. I believe that these core values of integrity, professionalism, innovation, and ethics should also be, in addition to excellence in all things we do, at the core of our growth and development as a country. I do strongly believe that these attributes would help us to grow and get to the promised land.
Dr. Obiara was among those honored at this year's CIBN Fellowship Investiture for having distinguished themselves in their chosen profession and having contributed significantly to the growth and development of the institute, the banking industry, and the economy at large. Receiving the CIBN Honorary Fellow was also the former two-time Finance Minister, the first woman and first African to serve as the Director General World Trade Organization WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who in a virtual address charged that both the banking industry and emerging fintech sector in Nigeria must brace up for the work ahead.
I'm honored to be made a fellow of the prestigious Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. I want to thank the Institute for the excellent work it has done to uphold the professional and ethical standards of the Nigerian banking industry, as well as its efforts to educate new generations of bankers. Nigeria's banking sector has contributed immensely to the development of the country and indeed the continent. There's still so much to be done, and our financial services industry, including the emerging fintech sector, has a strong role to play.
The Institute had chosen for its theme Nigeria's rising debt profile, issues and implications for sustainable economic development, which according to the CIBN President and Chairman of Council, Dr. Bayo Olugbemi, stemmed from the growing concerns of citizens about the rising debt profile of the country and the need to educate the public on this issue, as well as proper sustainable management strategies.
Over the past 10 years, Nigeria's public debt profile has been consistently increasing. Data from the Debt Management Office DMO shows that as of December 2010, public debt in Nigeria stood at $40 billion, or 25% of our GDP. More recently, this figure has more than doubled to $84 billion as our 2019 ending. With the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, these figures further worsened, and as at June 2021, Nigeria's total debt, public debt, further increased to about $86 billion. That is DMO report 2021. High debt levels cannot be overlooked. Historical accounts shows that high debt ratios could negatively impact, or worse still, the economic growth. For example, research by the World Bank confirms that public debt to GDP ratio of 77% and over will result in an adverse impact on economic growth.
Dr. Amsterdam Usman, who was a special guest of honor, noted that these are trying times for Nigeria, with the socio-economic challenges deepened by the COVID-19 pandemic.
The theme chosen for discourse for this year's CIBN Fellowship Investiture, which is very relevant and critical, is also in the center of current national discourse. And I'm happy the central bank governor in charge of that section is here to not only hear the views of CIBN, of the keynote speaker, and maybe even other views as well. It is my sincere hope that today's deliberation on the topic will help to throw some light on this vital topic, addressing which is very critical to Nigeria's economic development.
The guest speaker, Mr. Taiwo Oyedeli, fiscal policy partner and Africa tax leader at PricewaterhouseCoopers Nigeria, in his lecture said, in principle, borrowing means spending tomorrow's revenue today, and that whatever the money is spent on must benefit tomorrow.
Now, the country has very little fiscal space, which means if anything moves against us, we are in panic mode almost immediately. We have issues with our priority of spending. When you are poor and you throw a party, it's difficult to reconcile, right? And then we have issues with budget padding. A road that should cost you 1 billion in Nigeria would easily be 10. While the realities that we face may seem unavoidable, I hold the view that the level of borrowing is not inevitable. Because our debt is growing faster than GDP and debt service is growing faster than revenue, it means that if we do not reverse the trend, we enter what we call a debt trap, which means the point of no return. Now, this trend that we're seeing conveys a distressing situation that if we continue, we get to a point where our revenue can't even service the debt. So which means you borrow just to even service debt, you borrow for recurrent, and you borrow for everything. So we need to look beyond the fact that we don't have enough money. We need to look at how are we spending it in terms of impact assessment, and how do we ensure there's sustainability, as well as ensuring that we don't have a spillover from one country in ECOWAS to another country, and then to ensure that we take remedial actions. But the good news is that Nigerians are willing to pay their taxes if things get better. Nigeria is just an amazing country. If we can fix the issues we have, I do not see any country in the world that can compete with Nigeria. So for individuals, household, their number one priority, or let me say the top two priority for them, is education and healthcare. And that gives me a lot of hope that as depressed, as poor, as Nigerians, many Nigerians are, not all Nigerians, they still prioritize the most important things. You know, if government must give us one thing, let it first and foremost be education. If government can give another thing, let it be healthcare. That's human capital development. For companies and businesses, their top two priorities, you know, it's also not surprising. He said, government just give us security first so we can do our business. If you must give us something else, give us electricity. See the two priorities: businesses, security, electricity; household and individual, education and healthcare. So in case you want to be our next president, just take note, those are the things Nigerians are asking for. We also ask the tax people themselves. You say, tax officers, why is it that you are not able to collect revenue? What are you seeing? And they say, we too, we have our own issues. Number one is inconsistent policy. Government is confusing us, and so we don't even know what we're supposed to do. We have limited resources to do our work. We have unrealistic targets, and there's significant political interference in what we do. We need to stimulate economic development through robust policies and sound governance. The biggest solution to our problem is to create prosperity. When firms are prosperous, they pay taxes. When individuals are prosperous, they pay taxes.
A total of 237 individuals were honored at this year's CIBN Fellowship Investiture, 14 honorary fellows, 77 elected fellows, and 146 honorary senior members.
ENaira is here. Get ready to expand the possibilities of what your Naira can do for you by adopting Nigeria's official central bank digital currency. Your ENaira journey begins with the CBN issued Speed Wallet app. To get started, visit the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Search for ENaira and click on the install button. Now that you have the Speed app, to register, click on Sign Up. Then click on Sign Up with your bank. Find your ENaira partner bank and select. This is any bank you have a verified account number with. The Create Account screen pops up. Insert your 11-digit phone number. Set and confirm your password. This will be your ENaira wallet password going forward. Click on Continue after the button turns green, and you will be taken to the personal information screen. Insert the following as used on your BVN: your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your state of origin, your account number in the chosen partner bank, your BVN number. Click on Continue after the button turns green to review information supplied, and then click Submit. Note that when signing up, you have a maximum number of 3 attempts to get it right, after which the system will lock you out for 30 minutes. An activation link is sent to the email linked to your BVN, which expires after 1 hour. Once activated, you have become officially registered. For individuals and for businesses, ENaira and the ENaira Speed Wallets make the worries of handling money yesterday's problem. Begin your journey now. ENaira, same Naira, more possibilities.
My name is Akos Prekebena. I am into POS business. I am from Bayelsa State. My business is located at Osiri, before the Navy. The CBN intervention I got was the TCF COVID-19 loan. I got 425,000 naira. I heard about the CBN intervention via social media. A friend of mine just told me that, have you applied for this CBN loan? He forwarded it to me on WhatsApp. I did the application and that was it. COVID-19 affected my business. In fact, it was, I don't even know how to say it, Bayelsa State as it is, due to the lockdown, several businesses were shut down. Personally, I couldn't even pay my rent as at that time, 2020. I was in February, March 2020, even into April and May. I couldn't pay rent, businesses were shut down, we were all at home, couldn't do anything. It affected me personally and economically, but thank God it came. This loan has affected my business positively in terms of it has improved my capital base. You know, the nature of the business that we're doing is more of a liquid capital. It's a POS business. I now have enough capital to run the business. It has also improved my productivity because our turnover is dependent on the amount of money you have to run the business. I want to say to the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, this is a wonderful program. I say a big thank you to him. Also to our President Muhammadu Buhari. He's doing well. I also encourage other Nigerian youths to please make themselves available to any of such loan facilities. There are a lot of loan facilities given out by the federal government. They should make themselves available. This is for real, and it will help them a lot.
My name is Tosin Livesino. I am from Ogun State, though I'm married to an Edo man. My business is located in Osun State, and I'm basically into broiler production and animal husbandry. We have cows, goats, and rams. We started we were doing 3,000, 4,000 beds capacity before we got to know about the CBN intervention. I collected a CBN facility under the scheme AGMIS. I collected the sum of 9.8 million naira in 2020. A friend told me, another farmer told me about it, and we applied for it. The loan was disbursed to me in 2020 last year, and now we're doing like say 10,000, 15,000 beds capacity. We have 12 cows now from 5 cows, and we have rams going to about 30. We have the females, we have the males, we have the young ones, and they're doing very well. And we had 5 staff working with us. Presently, we have about 20. Some are here, some are on the other farm. And the CBN intervention loan came at a time when it was really, really very, very important, because we have been working with double-digit interest loan facility. But getting a facility from the CBN as a single digit, 5 to 9%, has been very, very awesome. We're able to pay back without any stress. And I want to actually encourage the youth in the country right now. It's not always about easy money. What you work for, what you do with your hands actually goes a long way in staying with you. The best thing to do right now is if you can key into the CBN funds. It's available for the youth, it's available for the women, it's available for you if you are ready to work. And poultry industry is really very nice, it's interesting, and it's profitable if you know what you are doing. And with what CBN is doing, not only giving us loan facilities, they're also organizing seminars, trainings, and it's wonderful. It's something you can take part in and benefit from. So please, no more thuggery, come into the agriculture industry.
That's all we have from the CBN this week. Remember, you can report unresolved banking issues to the CBN Consumer Protection Department through the email address cpd@cbn.gov.ng with relevant documents. You can also call the CBN Contact Center using the phone line +234 700 2255226. Local call rates may apply. Keep sending your comments and contributions to the email address fromthecbn@gmail.com. Find and follow us on the YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for updates and uploaded episodes of the program. We invite you to join us again next time. I am Ulia Misi Dada. Stay safe and bye for now.